Hey guys, I am back. Happy Monday to you all. I'm so excited to see you. I'm actually super excited because tonight I'm actually going live on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page at the same time. Dr. Jen is getting up to speed with the 21st century. So, hello to everybody on Facebook. Hello. And hello to everybody on YouTube. This is my first time doing this. For those of you on YouTube, if you have not joined me on Facebook, please join me. I'm at facebook.com/Dr. Jen Caudle. For those of you on Facebook who have not joined me on YouTube, make sure you come on over. I've got pretty much almost my complete library of health videos on YouTube, except for ones that networks did not allow me to post. Like I can't post CBS Philly videos and a few other videos for networks like Today's Show. I can't post those. But you can pretty much see and learn about almost any topic on my YouTube channel. It's Dr. Jen Caudle/YouTube. No. Sorry. It's youtube.com/slash Dr. Jen Caudle. Sorry. I was at work tonight. I was working. I just got home, just got out of the shower. And anyway, so my brain's a little mixed up. So it's great to see you guys. I don't know if I'll keep going live on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously in the future. This is my first time doing it. But I'm doing this tonight because I do YouTube lives every Sunday and Thursday. And I missed last night's live because I was just, who knows what I was doing. So I figured I would, and I do Facebook lives on Mondays and Fridays. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll catch my YouTubers up. Anyway, y'all, by the way, for all of those of you who are on Facebook, thank you for the stars. The stars are so appreciated. I do answer your questions first for those of you who send me stars. Today I'm talking about a topic that I realized I needed to talk about because I've seen a number of patients who, I don't want to say have made mistakes because that sounds really negative, but I've seen a few things, whether it's with friends, with patients or whatever, that I'm like, okay, maybe I should do a video on a few mistakes to avoid making with your doctor. So that is actually what we were talking about today. All right, so let's just jump right in. I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. I'm a family doctor. I've been in practice for over 12 years, and I have seen a lot of mistakes that have been made not only on the patient side, but the doctor side too. So this video is not in any way about saying doctors are perfect and always great and that patients are not. It's just, and maybe I'll do a video on how doctors can be better, huh? What do y'all think about that? But I wanted to talk specifically about 5 mistakes that I often see that are made by patients in the doctor's office that I think could be corrected and would make things a lot better for everyone. So the first thing is, jumping right in, you know that phrase, no news is good news. I've had a number of my patients say, oh, Dr. Jen, I'll say, well, how was your orthopedics visit? And they'll say, oh, I did this, I had this test, I did that. Or they'll say some other specialty, not trying to call out ortho, y'all, not trying to put y'all on blast. But they'll say like, oh, I didn't hear back from the test, so, I'm sure no news is good news. I'm sure the fact that they would have called me if there was a problem. Does that sound familiar? My doctor would have called me if there was a problem. Now, you're exactly right. If there's a problem, we should be calling you. But one of the reasons why I encourage that you get the results of your tests, no matter whether they're normal or abnormal, is this very reason that I'm about to tell you about. It is that sometimes if we order tests, whether it's blood work or whether it's imaging, x-rays, whatever, you might get them done like you're supposed to. Yay, patients. But the results may not actually be sent to us. Maybe they get lost in Never Never Land. Maybe they're sent to another doctor. Maybe the patient's prior physician or PCB. Maybe they get lost in like the computer, whatever, cyberspace. What if they actually never get to us? And you're thinking, oh, no news is good news. And we're just thinking you haven't gotten the test yet. You see what I'm trying to say? It's not wrong if doctors only call when there's news to talk about. I'm not saying it's wrong if doctors do this, but I'm saying this from the patient side, that the doctor only knows to call or only knows if a test is normal or not if they actually get the result. And I would say there's a number of times per year that patients come in to follow up with me, because I often have either my patients come back in to follow up or something, because I like to let them know what the results are. They'll come back in, they'll say, well, what do my x-rays show? I was like, oh, I didn't get your x-rays. In fact, it happened today. It actually happened today about lab results. Patient comes in, oh, can't wait to hear about my lab results. I said, wait, what lab results? I didn't get any lab results. Yeah, Dr. Caudle, you ordered them. I got them done 2 weeks ago. Now look, if she hadn't told me, if she'd assumed no news was good news, we might have been in a pickle, especially if there was a problem with the labs or the x-rays or whatever, okay? So don't assume that no news is good news. I say find out the results of your tests, whether they're normal or not. And actually, if they're normal, then great, okay? Call the doctor's office, send them a portal message, send them an email, or however you correspond with them, the staff or what have you. Get those test results. Very important. Okay, next mistake to avoid making in the doctor's office visit is not knowing your medications. Yes. Oh, this is probably one of the toughest things that I deal with in the office is, and it happens every week. I'll have a patient there, for example, with blood pressure or something or anything, diabetes, anything. And they'll say, what dose of this are you on? They'll say, oh, it's in my chart. Now, they're right. It is in the chart, right? And that is my job, to keep track of it in the chart. So I'm not saying, hey, why are you asking me? That's not what I'm saying. But this is what I've learned as a family doctor, is that sometimes what we have in the chart is not what you're actually taking. Let me give you an example. Let's say in between the visit from which I saw you, you saw someone else. What if the medication was changed, or they just asked you to take an extra pill here or there, or something that wasn't documented in the computer? The reason why I ask patients what their medications are is because what's in the chart may not be correct. We may not have an accurate documentation, or it may be that I've had patients, misunderstand, and even though I have in the chart 2 pills a day, they're actually taking 1 pill a day. So when I ask patients what meds they're taking and the doses and how they're taking it, it's not because I don't know or I've not been doing my job or what, that doesn't sound right. It's not that like I'm not keeping up with it. It's that I want to make sure that our records line up and that what I think is happening is actually happening and what you think should be happening is actually happening. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So I say to patients, bring your meds in, especially if you're on a few, which ain't no shame on being on a lot of meds. You need to be on the meds that are going to save your life. If taking 20 meds a day will save your life, then yes to 20 meds, okay? Sometimes there's a stigma about taking medications. People, I think, sometimes think that they're better or somehow, I don't know, like better if they're not on meds. No, you need to take what you need, and what people need is different. And being on meds is not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of, being flawed. Remember, many, many, many people in this world need medications or surgeries or treatments, not because of anything they've done themselves, but because of a family history, genetics, inheritance patterns that they had nothing to do with. So I just had to say that. Just had to say that. All right, third mistake to avoid making in the doctor's office would be not holding your doctor accountable. That's right. I said it. And I'm a doctor. And I really mean that. The third mistake I see is when patients don't hold their doctors accountable. You're probably saying, well, what are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I've heard a number of situations in the last couple of weeks where patients have felt like they've been dealing with an issue for a long time and haven't been able to get resolved from their doctor or get an answer. Whether it's a pain shooting down your leg, whether it's like something going on with your arm or numbness and tingling or anything, okay? And it's been going on a while, and maybe you've been talking to your doctor about it, but you leave the office and you still don't feel like you're any closer to an answer or a solution than when you walked in. That is a problem. You know why? Because doctors were supposed to fix stuff. Now, we can't fix everything. We have to manage expectations. Everything can't be fixed. But if you feel like your doctor is blowing you off or not getting to the root of what's going on or addressing your concerns or questions or needs, then you need to hold us accountable. And by the way, we should be doing that anyway. That is not your job, let me say this, but I want to give you permission to do this and to hold your doctor accountable. Ask questions, ask for follow-up. Ask to see a specialist if you don't feel like you're getting answers. Ask what the next steps are. Child, this is your life. This is your body. So feel comfortable and confident in doing that. Absolutely. All right, number 4 mistake to avoid making in the doctor's office is not getting proper follow-up instructions. Have you ever felt like you've left the doctor and you're like, wait, when am I supposed to come back? Wait, when does she want to see me back? Wait, am I supposed to take this? Am I supposed to start the medicine now? Wait, did she want me to, when am I getting labs? Wait, when's my next, right? Does it sound familiar? And it wouldn't be surprising if you felt like that. You know why? Because sometimes as doctors, we're not great at follow-up. Meaning we're not always great at saying, okay, patient, I want you to do this time, this time, come back here, do your labs. Sometimes we're not great about that. Or sometimes when we talk about it, it might be confusing. We might speak in that medical lingo language jargon, okay? And it gets a little cray-cray. And that's not your fault. In fact, we need to be doing better as doctors. So what I think I say is, if you're walking out of your doctor's office and you don't feel like you have a clear plan about what should happen next and what's going to happen next, if you don't feel like, oh, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get labs in 2 weeks. I'm supposed to start taking this medication today. She wants me to follow up in the office in 3 months. Okay, if you don't feel like you're that clear, then you should hold your doctor accountable to follow-up instructions. What's my follow-up, doc? And the fifth and final mistake that people make in the doctor's office, drumroll please, is not remembering that you deserve the best medical care possible. It's true. It's important for you to remember that you deserve the best. You don't have to put up with something that's not working for you, or someone, a physician, that's not working for you. You don't have to put up with an office that's not a good fit for you. You don't. You deserve the best medical care out there. You deserve a good fit and to feel at home at your doctor's office. You deserve to be listened to and to be heard. And you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness and to not feel ashamed or be made to be embarrassed. You deserve amazing medical care. And so if I had to say anything, the last mistake is not really a mistake. It's something I just want you to remember, is that you deserve the best. So don't ever forget that. And don't ever hesitate to leave your doctor or your medical office if you feel like it's no longer working for you. You know, I'm really a fan and a believer in finding a good fit. Just remember, you don't have to be frustrated or upset or disappointed or confused. So you keep searching for that doctor, that medical practice that you think is right for you. So guys, I hope this is helpful for those of you, and I'm not getting off yet, so don't click me off, but for those of you who are watching on Facebook, by the way, if you guys have not, liked and followed my page, I so hope that you do. And for all of you guys who are sending stars, you guys are amazing. You know, I answer your questions first, so I so appreciate that, and I always appreciate you sharing my videos. For those of you who are on YouTube, because those of you who just might have actually joined, this is my first time doing a joint YouTube/Facebook Live. It's my first time doing it because I go on YouTube on Sundays and Thursdays live, and then I go on Facebook Live on Mondays and Fridays. And I actually didn't get to do my YouTube Live last night, so I thought I'd combine it with this one. So I don't know how it's working. I don't know what you guys think. But for those of you who are on my YouTube channel, please make sure that you share my videos if you're interested. Hard sell there. Sorry about that. But also, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, YouTubers, if you have not yet. I'm Dr. Jen Caudle, of course. And for those of you on Facebook and YouTube, and if you haven't joined my other platform, please do. I'm on YouTube at Dr. Jen Caudle. Of course, I'm on Facebook at Dr. Jen Caudle too. You guys are rocking out with these stars. You guys are amazing. I'm going to take some questions now because I would love to hear what questions you guys have. You can ask anything. COVID questions. You can ask doctor questions, anything you want. So let's see. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to do Facebook, so I'm going to get some Facebook questions first, and then I'll come over to our YouTubers and see what questions and things you guys got. It's so great to see all you guys. You guys are star folks. You're amazing. Oh, and if you guys have not joined my groups on Facebook, I would love it if you did. I have my Facebook group, Healthy Living with Dr. Jen. We have about 15,000 members. Just type in Healthy Living with Dr. Jen and request to join, and I'll accept you right away. And then also I have my subscription group. That's called Dr. Jen Superstars. I do a special live for my superstars every single Wednesday. I honestly, when I say we're friends, I know everyone in the group. We have about 140 something members, and it's a really tight, intimate group, and I love it. So we would love to have you be part of our group. For those of you on Facebook who are watching this, you can just check the description. I've got the link to the Dr. Jen Superstars. For those of you on YouTube, I actually have a subscription group, a membership group. I have 4 levels of membership on YouTube as well. And for those of you who want to join on the other platforms, please do. So I so appreciate you. Okay, let's take a look and see what kind of questions y'all got. All right, starting with our Facebookers. What y'all got? What's up? Jason Caleb, he said, why are medical offices wasting so many masks? That's an interesting question. I don't know that I know what you mean by that, because In my office, we certainly are using them appropriately according to CDC standards and guidelines. We're reusing N95s and storing them properly and only reusing them to the amount that we're allowed to by the CDC, and we're following that guidance. So we're actually being very careful, and we're trying not to be wasteful. But it is important to be wearing overall a clean mask, right? You don't want to be wearing dirty supplies. That's certainly not going to help COVID or anything else. So if you can clarify your question even more, I'd be happy to answer it even further. Okay, what else y'all got? Melba, thank you for the stars. Ty, let's see here. Oh, thank you. Kenny, thank you for the stars. Karen Osby, thank you for the stars. Lynn Hebert, you said keep a copy of that with you. And I don't know if you're talking about keep a copy of labs with you or keep a copy of something else or your med list maybe, but I say keep it all with you. If you can put a copy of your medications in your purse or what have you, that's ideal. Know your medications, bring them in, whatever you need to do. Super important. Okay, what else we got? Denise Richardson. Well, good evening back at you. It's good to see you. Maria, you have a great suggestion. You said I would tell patients to take a photo of their medications. That's excellent. So that way you have a photo of the bottles and you can just keep them in your phone, maybe like put them in an album if you have like an iPhone. I don't know if Androids probably have the same. Put them in a special album of medications so you can just pull them up and you can just add a photo to the list of any new medications you're taking. I love that. That's an excellent idea. Clinton, you said, give me a better drum roll. I know you didn't like my drum. Wait. No, whatever. I don't know. I know, that's not great. I know. I tried, though. I should get an A for effort. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Todd, you said, put a tear in your eye. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so sweet of you. Well, I just want you guys to know that you guys are loved and you're amazing. And you should always feel that way. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. That's right. Jimmy, thank you for the stars. Antoinette, thank you. Babes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lynn, you're welcome. Let's see here. Judy, you said, did I see your metformin questions? Judy Lamb, I did not see your metformin questions. What do you want to know about metformin? I'll try to help you out. Dennis, I did get a surprise today. I have to say I'm going to give a public shout out to some of the members of my subscription group, Dr. Jen Superstars, who were kind enough to send me flowers to my office today. I told them not to. I actually did a few times, but they still did. And I just want to say a big shout out to those of you who sent me flowers. It is unnecessary. You all do not need to send me flowers, but I can't tell you how much the gesture is so appreciated. They are gorgeous. They are so, so beautiful. And actually on my Dr. Jen Superstars live on Wednesday, Superstars will get to see the flowers. I will show them during the live. See, that's what we do in our Superstars group. We are like tight. We are tight as can be. Let's see here. Who else we got? What other questions? I'm going to go to YouTube real quick first. Can I get, Tony, you said, can I get COVID from outside eating from the cook or the waitress? By the way, how long have we been on? Oh, 17 minutes. Okay, not so long. So can I get COVID from outside eating? So first of all, if you're going to dine out, eating outside is safer than eating inside. And we don't think, well, we do know, I guess theoretically it is possible to get COVID from touching objects and what we call fomites, things that we touch. But we know that that's not the main way of COVID spread. You have to understand that, okay? So COVID is spread primarily through the spread of upper respiratory droplets. We do acknowledge, airborne spread in certain situations. So those are the main ways, especially the droplets, that COVID is spread. We do not think that COVID is spread through eating food. So that's important to keep in mind. Remember that eating at home is your best bet. Takeout would be second best. If you eat out at a restaurant, eat outside. That's going to be even better. Could you get COVID from a waitress? Remember, it's upper respiratory droplets, potentially airborne. So that's why we all have to be wearing masks and really covering up. So theoretically, you can get it from anybody who has COVID that's not wearing a mask and doing all the safety procedures. So that's why it's really important if in the right environment, okay? Okay, let's see here. Oh, Tracy said, my doctor does not knock on the door before entering and I find it disrespectful. Oh, yes, Tracy, that's an interesting one. And I'm actually kind of glad that you mentioned that because I think as I've gotten older as a doctor, I don't know that I'm always knocking either. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I'm going to make sure I go back to knocking every time. You know, it's funny, I'd stopped thinking about that. What's the best way to address that? It's a great question because I can see how it might feel a little awkward, like, ooh, how am I supposed to tell my doctor to knock before he comes in? Honestly, it's not that I'm stumped. I'm actually just trying to find a way. And, to be honest with you, sometimes things aren't comfortable to talk about. but it doesn't mean that they're not worth talking about. And remember, a lot of how people take what we say is not necessarily the words, but it's the intent and the meaning behind it and how we say it. So, I think one thing that's good is that with doctors and patients, and just like people in general, you can oftentimes, by how someone says something, kind of get a sense for what their intent is behind it. And hopefully, your doctor will take your comments in the right vein and will take them as constructive criticism, even as I'm doing. And I'm thinking, I don't knock on every single door that I go in. And I'm going to start doing that again. And certainly used to do that when I was a young med student and resident. We were taught to do that, and I think as years have gone by, I've stopped doing that as much. So I appreciate that comment. I think it's excellent, and you have every right to say something. You just say it with love and kindness, and and the hope. And your doctor should take that well. It's important. It's a very valid sort of criticism, constructive criticism. So don't feel bad about that. It's a great question. Let's see here. Tracy? On a roll. Let me ask this last question. Then I'm going to go to YouTube questions and comments. Tracy says, if I come into the office for a certain problem but need to ask about something unrelated, when is the best time to bring it up? At the start or right before I leave? Never leave things till the end, okay? Maybe that should be on the list of, maybe I'll do a part 2 of like mistakes to avoid making in the doctor's office. Do not leave things to the end. Okay. And I'll tell you why. It's because, let's say, Tracy or anyone else, you come in for your diabetes or your back pain or whatever. I don't know what conditions you have. I'm just making them up. And I get 15 minutes with patients. I probably spend an average of 20 to 25 minutes with every patient just because I do. Let's say I spend my 20 to 25 minutes with you. That's why I'm always running late. But let's say I do, right? And at the end, you mention something that's important. It means that I've already spent 20 to 25 minutes and we haven't maybe gotten to something that actually might not be able to wait, okay? And what's really important is that your issues be addressed in a timely manner and an appropriate manner. So what I recommend doing is actually, if you have unrelated concerns, when you get into the doctor's office, you say, hi doc, I know we're here to follow up on diabetes, but I had a couple other questions about other things. Is it okay if I ask those, or, how do you want to proceed? And then you guys can come up with a plan of when is best to do what. We often call it in medicine the door handle question. That's when a patient asks us a question when we're literally about to walk out the door. And the problem with that is we often can't give you an adequate answer, or if it's an emergency, we need to literally sort of go back and redo the visit, addressing that, which we don't mind, but it's something we could have done in the beginning, and something that, especially if it's chest pain, shortness of breath, something we should have done in the beginning, okay? And it's not as efficient for you or for the other patients, for us, or even for your health, okay? That's an excellent question. I love that. Maybe I'll do like a part 2. Thank you guys for your stars. Okay, let's go to, you guys asked so many good questions. All right, how do I, look, okay, here's YouTube. I'm on YouTube now. It's so good to see you guys. Hello. Okay, hold on. Hi guys. Okay, I always liked you. Okay. Annette, you said my husband had a number of tests and has an appointment at the end of October. Should we call for results? Annette, what I would say is, if you are wondering what the results are, and maybe, there are some patients I have that get really stressed out when they're waiting for results and they would like to know, yes, call and get those results. Even if you're going at the end of October, it's totally okay. They're your results. You have the right to know. Fitness for Baltimore, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Annette, how do you join my memberships on YouTube? You just go to the front of my channel. Actually, on any video, right underneath the video, you can join. Let's see here. Thank you guys. Let's see here. Anne Marie, you said, can you get COVID from someone in your house doing work if they wear a mask? In your house is no different than anywhere else, okay? So keep that in mind. Maybe if you have someone that's doing work or what have you, they need to be wearing a mask. You need to be wearing a mask. You need to keep the windows open for ventilation. You need to stay further than 6 feet apart from one another and try to minimize interaction if at all possible. Remember, at this time, I wouldn't recommend people routinely come in your house unless they have to, okay? This is not the time to be just having people just roll up in your house if it's not necessary, okay? Let's see here. Oh, wait. Sorry. Are we supposed to be taking zinc and vitamin D3? I'm not recommending zinc and vitamin D3 to my patients as prevention, although some people do. I think it depends on which doctor you talk to. It's not to say it's wrong, but it's not something that I'm telling patients to do, okay? Cynthia, I've heard that people of color should not take the blood pressure medicine lisinopril. So there are some blood pressure medications that tend to work better or less well than other medications in people of color and other races. But I would say that with lisinopril, that's not, put it this way, it's about finding the right medicine for the person, okay? And while some medications may be considered first line with certain races over others, it still always comes down to what's best for the patient. So just to let you know, I have many, many patients of color on lisinopril, if that helps you. Many, like lots, okay? So that is certainly okay to do. All right, guys, we've been on for about 25 minutes. This was fun doing like a joint YouTube Facebook Live. I don't know. What do you guys think? Give me feedback. I don't know if I don't want it to take away from the experience of either one. I don't know if I'll keep doing it because I like to give you all my attention, like all of you, you know what I mean, on each platform. But I wanted to catch up on my YouTube folks because I wasn't able to see them last night. For those of you on YouTube who have not subscribed to my channel, please do. Those of you on Facebook who have not liked or followed my page, please do. And make sure you join my membership groups on both channels, guys. I love you. It's always good to see you. And I hope this information was helpful. Please share this video. And Facebook, thank you for the stars. I love you. Mwah. Okay, guys. Talk to you soon. Okay, if I can turn this off.
I am back.